Hello again, this is Bev here at ClarkoVision, and this is an update video, or kind of pre-orders have come in, and one or two Amazon purchases, and something I decided to order to treat myself to. I guess I'm going to call it a Christmas present to myself, because that's kind of what I was thinking at the time. So I have a handful of CDs and a handful of vinyl records, and a book. So first I'll start with the book, and it was the book that I was thinking about as my Christmas present to myself, because I was wanting to pick up this book at some stage. And I was just browsing, Facebook, and up on my feed came this kind of advert thing, if you like, promoting this particular book, getting it signed. He was only signing 500, I think, of them. He was going to do it for Christmas, I think, hence my Christmas present to myself idea. And you would get a free kind of dog tag thing with it as well. And I thought, oh, that sounds pretty cool, I'll go with that. So this is the book I ordered, and it's K.K. Downing. Obviously, we know perfectly well where K.K. Downing plied his trade back in the days. So Judas Priest's legendary guitarist. So this is Heavy Duty Days and Nights in Judas Priest, and it's a hardback version. Tells you about it briefly there. Interestingly, you've got a quote here from Scott Ian of Anthrax. And the autograph is indeed just there. It has been hand signed by the man himself, so I'm really chuffed for that. And this was the free dog tag thing, which has a nice little just a merchandise thing, I guess. Defender of the Faith kind of badge thing on it. It's got kind of a nice shiny covered finish to it. It's just on the stainless steel, obviously. So how that's kind of just a nice wee extra, very metal. So I'm looking forward to reading that. It's in my queue of books, because I am one of the slowest book readers in the world, but I will get there. So next up, onto the CDs. I picked one or two off of Amazon that were reasonably priced, and I found a nice cheap bargain on eBay. Amazon, I got W.E.T. This was one of their earlier albums. It's not their latest. This one was from 2013, but I really liked Earth Rage, I think is the current one from them, which I have. And it was Frankie over at Karate Crew G. He tipped me off about these guys, and he commented on how really cool they were. And Jeff Scott Soto is the main vocalist, and Eric Martinson as well from Eclipse. He's involved in this project too, and really great melodic hard rock, really classy stuff. So this is Digipack. There we have it, and the booklet is in there. And the other ones from Amazon. This was a VC influence as well. I bought this purely on the recommendation of Nathan at Metal Down Under, on basis of him showing it and commenting on what it was like. I went and checked them out and was blown away by how classic this sounds. It's very styled on the 80s actually, and it's just great, upbeat, feel-good, melodic hard rock. The singer's marvellous. It's another band out of Sweden, Crazy Licks. This is their latest album, just released not that long ago, this year. They are on Frontiers, and yeah, there is the CD and the booklet. I was having a look at the booklet earlier. This and it is very kind of styled on the 80s, and I was reading in the back of the booklet, it says at the bottom, all music inspired by the fictional 1989 hit motion picture Silent Thunder. So, you know, I think and the main writer for most of the music was Danny Rexon, who happens to be the lead vocalist in this band as well. Yeah, that's him here. Danny Rexon is the front man and one of the guitar players. Jens Lundgren, and you've got the lyrics here as well. And also at the back of the book, it says, funnily enough, it's got produced by Danny Rexon, and then it's got 1988, but then that's been scored out and somebody's wrote 2018. I think that gives you an indication on how they were very influenced by the 80s sound. So if you're looking for a newer band sounding like the classic 80s stuff, you won't go wrong in checking these guys out, and it's great. I love the album, brilliant. Thanks for mentioning these guys, Nathan, because I think I'm going to check out some more of their stuff. So that is Crazy Licks and Forever Wild. Brand new this year. Another one that I picked up recently, not too long ago, was H.E.A.T, or H.E.A.T. This happened to be going for, I don't know, was it about £6 or something it was priced at, so I thought I'd grab this. This is their debut album from 2010 on Ear Music, Stormvox Records, and again they're kind of similar in a way, a bit similarly styled to these guys, Crazy Licks, but still a little bit different, but again really good melodic hard rock with a bit of a kind of a classic 80s vibe about it, but more modern sounding, obviously. So there you have the CD as well. So again, another good one, decent find, and the one I found on eBay for a bargain, a couple of £2 this was, and it's in near mint. There's not a mark on it, there's not a mark on the booklet, it's almost like it's new. A Praying Mantis album from the more recent times, and it's called Nowhere to Hide. I just thought, because this was so cheap, I would pick it up and see what it's like. This is from the year 2000 on Frontier, so it's fair few years old now, but I guess you would still consider it as one of the newer albums from Praying Mantis. I think they have a couple of different members to obviously the original at the point of this album, and I don't know. And also I was comparing it to their first album, the one I have from 1980 on vinyl, and also to the latest one, Gravity, which I got recently from Cloudy Milder. That one, there's a couple of different people in the lineup to this one as well, so they have had a couple of changes, but the main two guys that have always been there, I think, are still here, and I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but and I've listened to this as well, and it's all right. I would say Gravity, their latest one, is better than this. This is not bad, but it's not as, there's not the same metal edge to it. It's a bit kind of softer for you know what you'd maybe expect from Praying Mantis. There was nothing on here that was overly amazing to me, but you know, it wasn't completely rubbish. It just wasn't didn't impress me too much, I guess. Whereas I do like Gravity, and I love the original, which I forget what it's called off the top of my head. It's down there, but yeah. So, but anyway, for a couple of quid, you know, £2.50 odds, I wasn't complaining. Frontiers, it's one. So that's the CDs, and the vinyl. They're all brand new releases, if you like. Two I pre-ordered and one I just picked up off Amazon. Was it Amazon? I think it was Amazon. So the first one I grabbed was Sonata Arctica's new release, which is, I think, just maybe a month or two ago. Now, I'll probably pronounce this wrong, Mr. Finglish, but perhaps you can correct me. Talveo? And you know, what a beautiful winter wonderland of a photograph that is. Kind of looks like it might have been taken in Finland somewhere, this. So yeah, it's a gatefold, and it is a double LP. And it's on, this is a nuclear blast, so you know what you're getting with nuclear blast. Hang on a second. I've just got my stuff all in the wrong place here, so bear with me. And it is a limited edition on clear vinyl. This is my first ever clear vinyl, so you can sort of see it is rather clear, I suppose, you know, with the picture label. And it's really quite interesting, actually. It's a little bit different to the older one I have of theirs. I think I've got two of their older ones, or is it just the one? But compared to the old, this is a little bit different, and I think this is a little bit more melodic, kind of hard rock, and not quite as maybe the symphonic style that they first started out with, but I'm not 100%. I can't make too many comparisons with Sonata Arctica at the moment because I don't have a lot of their stuff, but I quite enjoyed this actually. There's a couple of really cool songs. I like Cold, and Who Failed the Most is pretty good as well. So yeah, but it's one of the Finnish bands that I'm quite. There's three. There's Sonata Arctica, there's Nightwish, and Stratovarius are the three that I'm kind of interested in at the moment regarding this kind of area, if you like, the symphonic metal. But yeah, so that is Talveo. Apologies if I've got that completely wrong, but yeah, good stuff to have. Just put that one there for the moment. Next one up just arrived today. It was released yesterday. Well, the last two were both released yesterday. Got one yesterday, this one came in today, so well done Amazon, you did well. And it's Pretty Maids and their new one, which is Undress Your Madness. Here we have the, I guess it's like an angel style maid thing in their padded cell by the looks of things here. That is the track listing, and again, due to the glare, you may not see it too clearly. It is a gatefold sleeve, but again, it's not a double album, this one. You've got the lyrics on here, so, you know, get the binoculars out, and the band pictures here. And this one is, it's Frontiers, this one's released on, and it is 180 grams, it's pretty heavy, but I just went for the black vinyl edition. There is a couple of different colours I think you can get, so yeah, good stuff. And I am about to spin this after this video. So I'm quite excited about that. So I was chuffed to get this. Amazon had originally said it was due on Tuesday, but obviously it's come in to them quicker, therefore it's got to me quicker. So that was one I'd pre-ordered, and the other I had pre-ordered back in the summer, which was released yesterday also. This, I have been excited about Blind Guardian's Twilight Orchestra. And this is Legacy of the Darklands. Now this is apparently a story. This album is kind of, and apparently it's a sequel to a book which was written by some guy, the Darklands or something, and so this Legacy of the Darklands is a kind of sequel to that book. Again, Nuclear Blast, gatefold double LP. The artwork is, stunning. Unfortunately, you've got the glare here again because I've got it in one of these glossy sleeves, but superb. And you've got a bit of information down the bottom here about the production, and this is a bit different to the standard Blind Guardian kind of stuff. This is very, the Twilight Orchestra is a full-blown professional philharmonic orchestra from somewhere, the music. And I have listened to half of it at the moment. I've still got side 2, which is about to be done later today or tomorrow as well. And it is really very different, but it's very good. You've got bits of narrative in between the songs, which kind of last for sort of a minute, 20 seconds here and a minute there, sort of thing. And just telling bits of the storyline, I think, as well. So inside, you get your 2 records, and you get the booklet, which contains lyrics. It's a sequel based on the book The Darklands, by Marcus Heitz, and it tells you the scenes is set in the Holy Roman Empire of the German nations during this 30-year war, which happened in 1618 to 1648. So that's what that's what it's based on. And again, you have more amazing artwork, lyrics. I won't show you the whole thing just in case you're right on it as well. But on the back, you've got the 2 guys from Blind Guardian who, this is Hans Eckert here, and I forget the other guy's name off the top of my head, but these were the 2 main composers of the whole thing for Blind Guardian. And again, I just went for the black vinyl issue. Again, there's various different colours you can get, but I just wanted the black. I tend to quite like my black vinyl, I must admit. And I also ordered along with it, lo and behold, the second earbook that's just come in fairly quick succession following on my Halloween. I went for the earbook edition, but this is the mail order Nuclear Blast 4-disc edition, which you can only get through Nuclear Blast. I think there's a 3-disc version similar to this, but the 4-disc version is, as I say, you can only get it through their website. And CD1 is the album, as per the record. CD2 is the instrumental only version. CD3 is the no interludes version. And CD4 is the audiobook version, which I wanted to get because I wasn't sure if this would just be all the narrative, and I thought it might be interesting just to listen to that on its own. But yeah, and again, so you've got the first 2 discs are on that side, and this sticker came on the shrink wrap, which says original mail order edition. just indicating that it's only available through Nuclear Blast, and there's the other 2 discs at the back. And again, each disc has different artwork, and the artwork is unreal. And there's a bit at the back that tells you about this book, The Darklands, which is there. If you know anybody's curious about it, obviously. I think there's an ebook version. But yeah, it's just really, and you get all the details about who's all involved, and you know all the people in the orchestra and all this stuff. But it's fantastic. So I'm really chuffed to get these. That was kind of the Blind Guardian was kind of a birthday present to myself, which is, my birthday's coming up soon anyway, but we won't tell anyone about that. So that's my latest update, another 20 minutes just here, so thank you for watching, and I shall catch you all in another video. Have a good weekend, bye.